Hi again. This is Victoria English, top coach with Project 90. Thanks for joining me today. Raise your hand if you love waking up in the morning. Do I see hands out there? I used to be one of those people who would sit on my hands before I would raise my hand to say, yes, I love the mornings. Well, I'm not completely on the other side of that, but I will say that since I've become alcohol free, I don't mind them as much. And you know what? That is a truth that I hear from member after member after member. So we're going to talk about, aside from the drinking, how to have happier mornings. But before we get started, I want to give some free stuff to you. James Swanwick, our fearless leader, put together something amazing. If you've heard me talk about it before, do yourself a favor and download it. It's the Alcohol Freedom Formula. Simply go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide. Get your copy. Have a look. Also, if you're a high achiever, even a high achiever who doesn't love mornings, you're in the right place. If you're a high achiever who this alcohol thing is driving you nuts, and for some reason you can't solve this problem the way you solve so many others in your life, book a call with me, Coach V, as they call me in the program. Go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/schedule. Book a 15-minute call with me. It also is free. We like to give away free stuff. Life is expensive enough. So book that call. Let's find out if you're a fit for us. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but at least this way you know. Also, some exciting stuff over here at Alcohol Free Lifestyle. We have a new YouTube channel. Will you do me a favor and please go to www.alcoholfreelifestyle.com/YT. Subscribe, like, comment. That way we get our message out to more people. And James or I will respond to every message. We respond to all the emails too. So we hope to hear from you soon. Now, let's get back to that rise and shine topic. I really enjoy learning new things. I think a lot of us do. Maybe not as much when we're in the cycle of drinking, but you take back a lot of time when you're not drinking, thinking about drinking, recovering from drinking. And so you have more time to research stuff. And I was recently reading an article written by a happiness expert. And her name is Michelle Wax. She is a happiness coach and the founder of the American Happiness Project. Well, that sounds like a good job, doesn't it? And she was mentioning the way that she starts her day. And she asks herself 3 questions each day. Well, you know how what made me dig into this article is we have a new program over here, and it's called Beyond 90. So when our members achieve 90 days alcohol-free, they're awesome. They feel better. They look better. And they're like, what do we want to do now? And so we coach them around what's next. And we take them all the way up to 1 year or beyond of living alcohol-free. And a big question I get is, well, gosh, now that I'm not hungover in the mornings, what do I do? How do I use that time to my benefit? Because think about it, you guys, when we're in the cycle of drinking, boy, oh boy, those mornings, they come fast and they are not pretty. Yeah. I'm thinking about when I would look in the mirror on those mornings. Yeah, that was not pretty, but not pretty from so many angles, right? Any way you look at it. So it got me thinking, well, okay, let's talk about this. So the client and I went through some exercises, and he created his version of the perfect morning. And now he practices that perfect morning nearly every day. And he gets the biggest kick out of it because he doesn't wake up with a hangover anymore. So it got me thinking. And that's when I found this article. So this lady, who certainly sounds happy as a happiness expert, she asks herself 3 questions each morning. Now, as I go through these, I'm going to play these out in the only role I know how to play, which is the role of myself. And I'm going to think back to when I was drinking versus now, when I no longer drink. So the 3 questions that this expert asks herself are as follows. Number 1, what can I look forward to today? Number 2, what has the potential to stress or worry me today? And how will I choose to respond to it? Number 3, how do I want to feel at the end of the day? And what do I need to do or not do to make that a reality? Okay, well, let's roll back the clock a little. And maybe this resonates with you. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Okay, the drinking version of Victoria wakes up. As you guys know, I've mentioned I have 4 children. So sleeping in really has not been an option for me since 1995. 94 if you count when I became pregnant for the first time. So since 1994, my mornings really haven't been my own. So sleeping off a hangover was not an option. Those kids needed to go to school every day. And if they didn't need to go to school, they were up. I had 3 kids within 4 years and then a 4th child years later. So yeah, no sleeping off a hangover for me. So the alarm clock goes off. Chances are I was awake somewhere in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. Sound familiar? There's a scientific reason for that, by the way, why we all tend to wake up at 3 a.m. when we've been drinking. That's another episode. I wake up, the alarm goes off. I cannot believe it's already time to get up. My head hurts before I even open my eyes. My eyes feel scratchy. My mouth is dry. My heart is racing. My stomach is churning. And then, of course, that's just the physical part. The emotional part. I was not going to do that again. Oh, I cannot believe I did that again. I promised I was not going to do that again. Oh my gosh, what did I say? What did I do? Is anyone mad at me? Did everyone know? And when I say everyone, I wasn't like going out. I was at home. Everyone was my family. And did I text anyone? Oh my gosh. Did I order anything online? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, is staying here under the covers an option? No, it's not. I have responsibilities. I've got to get up. All right. Well, I'll get up. But today, that's it. I'm going to do something about this. There is no way I'm drinking today. So if I were to ask that version of myself, what can I look forward to today? I don't know. I was probably looking forward to some Gatorade, some electrolytes, maybe something to settle my stomach. Nothing too healthy. Some scrambled eggs and buttered toast. I don't know. So much water. Even water made me kind of nauseous. Let's see. What else can I look forward to today? I don't know. Getting the kids to school so that at least I've gotten that done. What else? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a green juice. A green juice, would that make up for the hangover? No, not really, but I'll do it. Okay, maybe I can get some exercise in. Yeah, I'll get a workout in. Okay, good. And what else I have to look forward to today is not drinking. I'm not going to drink. Okay, that's what I've got to look forward to. I'm done with this drinking thing. Let's go to Victoria today. I wake up, not always completely rested, but feeling pretty good. Sometimes the alarm goes off and I think, oh, I wish I could have a little more time, but that's all right. I roll over and I open my meditation app before I do anything else because I know if I try to get in a place to actually meditate, I won't do it. So I hit play on the meditate button on the meditation app. I have maybe a 10 to 15-minute meditation, a little bit of reflection and prayer time, and I'm ready to go. I get up, I get my day going. I have one child at home now, and I'm not going to lie, our mornings are pretty hilarious. We laugh a lot. I get my coffee. I love my coffee now. I always start my day with a big 16-ounce cup of water, lukewarm, room temperature. And look, life happens. Sometimes I've got things on my mind. I'm not always happy-go-lucky. But I'm fairly rested. I feel good. I feel pretty optimistic, to be honest. Part of that's because I don't have a depressant in my system, making me just see things through a gloomy fog. And of course, something I never take for granted and still gives me the biggest kick is waking up without a hangover. Because even on days when I've woken up not feeling my best, boy, oh boy, when I compare it to waking up with a hangover, I know that from the second I open my eyes, I'm winning. Things are going to be all right. So I have a lot to look forward to today. I've also found a lot of curiosity in the world, like reading articles, like catching up with a friend, enjoying my dogs, not looking at everything as I have to get through today. You know what I find? There's a lot more I get to in my days. So yeah, what do I have to look forward to each day? A lot. Because even the stuff that's a pain, like going to the DMV or, vacuuming dog hair out of my car, whatever it is, it's just life, and I get to. And again, when I reflect back, I had to do all those things before. I just had to do them with a hangover or the emotional toll and weight of that stupid drinking. Okay, number 2, what has the potential to stress or worry me today, and how will I choose to respond to it? Well, guys, I like to go, I do some coaching around this on our calls. Do you know the difference between reaction and response? Reacting versus responding. Well, there's a big difference, right? So I don't know. We can all think of these things. Go through your day. Okay, I'll think of one. So in the past, if I were trying to get something done and I were hungover, I'm going to use something simple. Let's say I had a hangover and I was trying to get something done and my kids kept interrupting me. If I had a hangover, the likelihood of me reacting instead of responding was really high. They'd come in, they would need something. They're just doing what kids do. They're just being kids. They're not saying, oh, I'm going to go annoy my mother. They're just being kids. They come in, I'm in the middle of it, and they're doing whatever they do. And I snap at them because I'm coming off of this depressive substance, which has interrupted my sleep, which has woken me up in a foul mood. I probably still have a headache. I'm dehydrated. I'm not feeling great at all. And if it's the afternoon, I'm already having that negotiation with myself about should I drink today or not? Have I earned it? What's the harm? No, I said I wasn't going to. What kind of a person are you anyway, Victoria? Okay. So all that's going on in the background as I'm trying to do, I don't know, responsible grown-up things. And there's my kids. So I react. I snap at them. Well, what's that doing to my kids? They're learning that what? I can't interrupt my mom. I can't ask for anything. That's no way to run a house. And then, of course, how do I feel after I do that? Guilty. Maybe I apologize, but the words are already out of my mouth. Well, and if anything, that guilt, because, oh my gosh, what kind of a woman are you? That just makes me want to drink more. And there you go. The cycle could start right over. Now, let's go into response. Now, I'm human. We are all human. And I can tell you, I snap. At times, it happens. But let's say I'm doing something now and I'm interrupted. 3 of my kids are big, but we're really connected. And so we're in touch a lot. And then, of course, I have my younger daughter. If someone calls me or someone comes into the room when I'm busy and I'm right in the middle of something, I'm focused, the likelihood of me responding in a thoughtful, considerate, authentic way is much higher now because I'm not hungover. I'm not thinking about drinking. I'm not feeling generally ashamed of, well, everything because I can't keep my word about drinking. So what does that say about me? And so I'm interrupted and I just gently respond that, I'm in the middle of something. Can you give me a few minutes? Or I pause what I'm doing and I give my children the attention that they need. And I say, how can I help you? What's up? And we find solutions to whatever it is that's going on. So reaction versus response. Little things like that add up so that when your head hits the pillow at the end of the day, there's a lot less ruminating. There's a lot less regret of, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. Oh, man. And guess what? Because we're all human and we do say and do the wrong things sometimes, if we do have any of those thoughts, it's a lot easier to go back and say to someone, I'll use my children as an example. You know what? I apologize for how I reacted. And can we talk about this and let's figure this out. People are a lot more likely to listen to me now and accept my apology if I misspeak or misbehave than when I was drinking, because they know that I'm authentic. I'm just human. I make mistakes, right? Instead of, making those same promises again or apologizing for something I said or did when I was drunk or hungover. So, the worry really, really, really goes down. And that makes falling asleep a whole lot easier. So if you're saying that you use alcohol to fall asleep, guess what? When you aren't drinking, you have a whole lot less keeping you awake. Let's go to the last question. How do I want to feel at the end of the day? And what do I need to do or not do to make that a reality? Well, back when I was drinking, if you had asked me that question, how do I want to feel at the end of the day? I would have said, I want to feel better. I didn't exactly know what that meant. I just knew I didn't want to feel the way I was feeling. I wanted to feel better. I didn't have a roadmap, and I tried things like all the exercise and I would pray, I'd try to have connections with people. But, it was like having that open tab on your computer, like it was always running in the background. The thinking about the drinking, the recovering from the drinking, the negotiating the drinking, making up for what I said or did. It was just always draining my batteries. So I didn't really know how to even begin to get there to that better. What do I need to do or not do? I really had no idea. Not really. I'd think, well, I need to not drink. But guess what? And I didn't feel better at the end of the day when I wasn't drinking because I was stuck in the cycle of that habit and that dependence. So no, I wasn't very comfortable at all. I look back on that version of myself now with compassion because I didn't know what I didn't know. All I knew is that I had to do something about this. I just didn't know what. I didn't have a roadmap for that. And you guys, listen, if looking back at that version of me resonates with you, I'll share something with you. If you can't have a roadmap for today, how to get to where you want to be at the end of today to make you feel better, whatever that is to you, better. If you can't map out that, how are you going to map out getting to the other side of this drinking thing? You don't have to do this on your own. There's no need to do this on your own. You're not proving a point by trying to do this on your own over and over and over again. And just like I look back on that version of Victoria with compassion, I'm speaking to you with compassion because I tried. But doesn't that put it in perspective? If getting to the way you want to feel at the end of the day seems impossible, then something this big is going to be really difficult. So let's talk about today. How do I want to feel at the end of the day? Well, at the end of each day, I like to feel accomplished, like I got stuff done. I like to feel tired, but in a good way, tired from exercising and moving my body. Mentally, tired. I work pretty hard. I engage with a lot of people. I engage with my kids a lot. I'm active. My brain is active. My body's active. I'm not one to really sit around. So at the end of the day, I like the feeling of a useful sort of tired. Like, okay, it was a day. And then, you know what? I do like a day of nothing once in a while. I don't mind that either. But, us high performers, we like to get things done. So, I like to feel accomplished. And so, what do I need to do? Well, I take care of my body. I eat healthy food. I have a spiritual practice. So, the whole body, mind, and spirit. I do those things, but also, just as importantly, I protect myself. I protect my energy. I avoid toxins. I avoid toxic people. I avoid toxic drinks. I'm looking at you, alcohol. I pretty much avoid toxic food. I'm not going to lie. I really like chocolate. So I'm not completely getting out of that relationship. But for the most part, I guard myself. I keep myself pretty protected because that's the other thing, you guys. When you become alcohol free, you are a lot more sensitive to what's toxic. And it's not just the alcohol. So as you go down this road of becoming alcohol free, it's not exhausting to identify and eliminate other toxins, whether they have two legs or a job title or whatever. You can get rid of some of those in a very healthy and empowering way. So, but who has the energy for that when that big, attractively packaged toxin is taking up so much time and space and energy? So, I think when we become alcohol free, we don't just learn what we need to do or have to do, but we identify what we love to do and what is really satisfying us. And that, when we find our path, that's the path to happiness, when it's authentic. And that's what we do in Project 90. I don't tell you, as your coach, I don't tell you what to do. I give you some guidance. I help you imagine things again. I help you learn to dream again, to have the confidence in yourself, to trust yourself. It's really a gift and an honor to get to do what I do, because I'm just walking along beside you. And so is James, and so is Sarah. And watching our members light up again from the inside out, because they're getting rid of those toxins that they're drinking, but they're also changing their mindset. Their eyes sparkle again. They smile. They belly laugh when the belly laughs start. you know? And so when you have that kind of stuff going on, the mornings really do get better, even on the days that aren't great. And I wish I could tell you that life alcohol free has no bad days. Yeah, life still happens, but there's more good days. And even on the bad days, there's hope of better days ahead. So I hope this was helpful. When I share my story, it often is very much a composite of the stories from our members, because even though we are from all over the world, our stories have a lot of similarities. I've said before, our experiences are different, but the feelings are the same. So wherever you're waking up in the world, if you're drinking, I bet you're feeling a lot like the person across the pond. And if you're not drinking, you probably have that same sparkle in your eye and that same glimmer of hope as your fellow member who may live down under. So I hope you enjoyed today. It's an honor to be with you. Book that call. I'm waiting for you. Take care.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I want to load you up with some free stuff. If you look in the show description, there's a link there to get my guide, which is the Alcohol Freedom Formula Guide. And in that guide, I will walk you through the process and system for successfully reducing or quitting alcohol. It's the same system and process that I give to my clients inside of Project 90. And if you would like to get your hands on that guide, you can click the link in the description part of this episode, or you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide. Likewise, if you would like to be considered for Project 90 to join our community and get some accountability, some coaching, and have fun, achieve some goals over at least 90 days with our help and support, then you're invited to schedule a complimentary coaching call with one of my coaches. You can do that by clicking the link in the show description or going to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/schedule. Now, Project 90 is for over 30s only. And it's really for people who are ready to get long-term power over alcohol. You don't have to quit forever, but you will have to quit for at least 90 days with our support. Just a reminder, 95% of my content is free and plastered all over the internet. If you just Google James Swanwick and the word alcohol, you'll find that. For those of you who want additional support, if you want coaching, fun, accountability, if you realize that you can't do this on your own or you just plain don't want to, then I invite you to schedule that call and we can talk about if Project 90 is for you. If you would like to take some of my supplements, swanvitality.com is the website. I'll put a link in the show notes as well. I have a liver support product called Loving Liver, which I designed and specially formulated to help remove toxins from your liver after years of alcohol consumption. Again, there's a link in the show description. We've also got a green powder there, which turns into a green juice filled with amazing ingredients to support you and give you energy throughout the day. And there's also a magnesium product, which I take every night to help me prepare for sleep and to sleep through the night. So there's a few options there. Lastly, if this episode or the show in general has helped you or supported you in any way, I would so appreciate it if you would write a review. It really does help the show climb the rankings and expose the show to people who don't yet know about us. So if this show has benefited you in any way and you feel compelled to pay it forward, just writing a short little review, hopefully a nice one, will be so appreciated and I will thank you immensely. Lastly, if you'd like to talk to me about anything at all, feel free to send me an email at james@alcoholfreelifestyle.com. I do read and respond to every email. And you can also follow me on Instagram at James Swanwick. Send me a message there. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Catch you on the next one.